Hello, my name is Ed Brown, Managing Director at the American Academy of Advanced Thinking and your host for Insights in Education. Today I will be speaking with Carl Friesen of Thought Leadership Resources in our discussion titled 4 Ways to Make Money from Education Thought Leadership. Carl Friesen helps business professionals show their expertise so they can stand out and get noticed. He uses his background in journalism to dig for the story that presents his clients' ideas well without coming across like a sales pitch. Carl's experiences in business plus an MBA in marketing helps him put his clients' expertise into terms that businesses can relate to. Carl has written 5 books, including Your Firm's Expertise Edge. Welcome, Carl, to Insights in Education.
Thank you, Ed.
Now, Carl, how would you define and describe thought leadership?
For me, it's all about being seen as an expert, as someone who's got some kind of knowledge that is valuable to other people. Now, I tend to look at it as being mostly clients who would be able to use that expertise. Like I work with people who've got expertise in really, really narrow areas, like one is, say, contaminated site remediation or some narrow topic like that, or maybe development of wind projects. And so it's all about being able to convince clients that their expertise has value and worth paying for. So being a thought leader is being seen as someone who's got superior value and expertise that they can then sell.
Okay. And what inspired your work in thought leadership?
I think it's around the people I know who are really, really good at what they do. You know, they've got tremendous expertise. But sometimes the people who are really strong and sometimes a little bit geeky, they don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to get their expertise in front of clients. So as a result, they're doing work that is well below their capacity, or they're not finding enough work to do. And I love the idea of helping them to connect with potential clients. And then at the same time, we've got a lot of clients who are looking for expertise, but they don't know how to find it. And their own networks aren't big enough. So if I can help my clients get their ideas published, that helps to connect the two together. So I really like the fact that what I'm doing is useful in helping making people who have really great knowledge being able to use it, and the world can also benefit from their expertise.
Okay. So how did you come across this idea of thought leadership in terms of wanting to help clients become known? Was it something that you were trying to be known yourself? I know you have a marketing background in your MBA. What was the aha moment where you said, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is the focus I want to concentrate on?
Well,
is there a story behind it?
I think like a lot of people, I just kind of stumbled into it, really. I remember I'd just been fired out of a sales job. This is going back to, 1991, I think it was.
Okay.
And I'd been selling photocopiers and fax machines and stuff, and it just was not working for me. And so I got dumped out of this job. And I had just recently, finished an MBA, and I thought, well, I'm going to take my journalism background, and I'm going to take that business and sales background and put it all together. It seems to look like public relations. So I applied for a number of PR jobs, and one of those jobs was with an accounting firm, KPMG. And it hadn't really occurred to me that accounting firms need marketing, but yep, they do. So I wound up working for KPMG, helping them publish the content of their experts. And this is well before content marketing was a thing. And so that's how I sort of wound up doing this. And I discovered my sweet spot is around helping business professionals get their ideas published in niche media, niche publications. And so that's what I've been kind of doing most of my life, pretty much ever since.
Okay.
And, I like getting results for people.
All right. Now, I know in the field of education that there are a lot of frustrated educators looking for an opportunity to still apply their trade as well as teach students how to become thought leaders. The first part of thought leadership, I would think, is, or at least how I sell it, is how do you tackle a problem in thought leadership? For example, if you're talking about engineers, they're experts in doing technical work or breaking down or reconstructing concepts. Is there a process that you first say, okay, here's a problem, how do you deconstruct that problem so they can start the thought leadership process?
I think it has to start with a need. It's not so much what you're interested in solving, although that has to be there. I think it has to be where there's a market need for a problem to be solved. And I can see educators being using the idea of thought leadership when they're trying to find quite bluntly placements and jobs for their students. Like if they can show the market that they are able to solve real issues that are facing the business world, then their students are much more likely to be seen as having useful and reliable skills. And I know a lot of teachers really like the research end of things as part of their job, really, is this publish or perish thing. And I think it really helps if those problems or the problems they work on are based on real issues that the world is actually facing. So I can see two different applications for thought leadership there. One is on helping to ground truth what the teacher is offering to their students to make sure it's useful, and then the other is in being able to develop research that actually makes the business world a better place.
Okay. Do you think LinkedIn is a good platform for doing that?
Oh yeah, I think it's wonderful because people look for expertise with LinkedIn. That's one way, and then also LinkedIn is it's turned into a really amazing platform for publishing thought leadership. Like it used to be just an ordinary, dull, boring sort of a resume, really, an online resume. But over the last few years, they've had tremendous expansion in the amount of and variety of content that you can actually post to your profile. You can put videos there and slideshows, text, infographics. It's kind of a combination of YouTube and Instagram and a whole bunch of different platforms there, and they've also got this posts publishing platform. So a lot of people I know use it as their own blogging platform for putting content and making it available. So it's a really good way to disseminate the content through your own networks and your own groups. But it's also a good way to demonstrate your expertise if someone's heard about you or been referred to you. In the first place, they're going to look is your LinkedIn profile.
Right.
It's like if you're going to see a movie, well, you're going to check it out on Rotten Tomatoes, or if you want to check a restaurant, well, you're going to see what people on Yelp have to say about it. So that's what happens. Someone meets you or hears about you, they're going to check your LinkedIn profile, and I think it's really important to have content there that demonstrates your expertise. Okay.
You recently wrote a report/article on 4 ways to make money from thought leadership. I thought it was awe-inspiring, riveting, and tour de force. What are the 4 ways to make money? And I'm going to use education thought leadership because we are speaking to educators. What are the 4 ways to make money as an education thought leader?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank you for that idea because that actually came from you, the idea of how do you make money with thought leadership.
I appreciate it.
Oh, hey, this is wonderful. I like this idea. So I don't know. I guess, the 4 ways I talked about in this blog post, and the first one, it referred to some of my own, how I actually landed my first major 2 clients was, now I live in Toronto in Canada, and I went out to Vancouver to do a presentation, and a couple of people in the audience who'd heard me speak wound up being my clients. And I think that was important because, being in Vancouver to do the speech, well, okay, that was one chance. I was able to meet them because I was in Vancouver, but also I met them during when I was in a, so to speak, a particularly powerful position, just giving a speech, and that gives you a real aura of expertise right there. So I love wearing a speaker badge because people, they respect what you say. They'll laugh at your jokes even if they're not funny, and they'll buy lunch. And I kind of wish I could wear a speaker badge all the time. It's great.
Right.
But I think being seen as an expert helps you to quite frankly earn more. It gets you better academic positions. It gets you on better committees, and I think that is important. So that's one way. Just being as an expert, you're given better opportunities to reach out. I think that another is essentially getting promoted in your current job is if you're seen as an expert. If you've got external credibility, people would see you as being someone who has got expertise that they need to pay respect for, and therefore, if you've got external credibility, that gives your a greater chance to get promotions and move up in your career. Okay. And I guess the third one is earning money from public speaking. And just ask Barack Obama about that one. And you can earn money from this stuff. And if you're seen as an expert, that means people are much more likely to book you as a speaker. And I've seen that myself. Like if you can demonstrate to a potential speaker venue that you've say published a book or you've given other speeches, that makes them more likely to book you. So yes, you can make money from the public speaking. Okay. And I think the fourth one is the sale of electronic and printed products. I mean, it used to be that everybody had books they sold at the back of the room, and that still is very much a thing. Now, in days gone by, you're selling books of tapes and you're selling CDs and DVDs. Now, that kind of thing's pretty much gone. But the idea of having online courses that you put out through the various platforms available, like Thinkific and Udemy, are two of the platforms available. Linda's another one. Mm-hmm. So you can make money off the products you can create from your thought leadership.
Okay. Now, from your experience, that's a lot of information. A lot of people say who are doing it, they say, I know that already, or I'm doing some of that, I can do more of that. For the people who don't do any of that in terms of building a thought leadership strategy, what do you think holds people back from becoming a thought leader or creating a thought leadership strategy?
I think one issue is they don't feel comfortable speaking and they don't feel comfortable writing. And those are the two main ways you get your ideas across. With regards to the speaking, like I know when I started my consulting practice years ago, I knew I had to get better at public speaking. Now, there are a bunch of different ways to do that, but for my money, the best way to learn is through Toastmasters. Mm-hmm. It's TOAS, Toastmasters.org, and it's a global organization, and they help you learn how to do public speaking and leadership. And there are clubs all over the world in huge numbers of cities, and from my experience, I just joined a local club here, and I went through their program and learned how to speak. And it's a warm, welcoming platform, and they'll help you along, and they'll gently encourage you, and they will tell you what you could do better next time, and eventually you get a lot better. So I joined Toastmasters locally here for a couple of years, and as I say, worked through the program, and then eventually I started to give back. I started providing mentorship and coaching and feedback to members of the club, and that was my way of getting better at the speaking. Now, there are courses you can take, certainly, but Toastmasters give you a chance to practice.
Right.
Now, with writing, I'd say, yes, there are ways to take writing courses, but if writing's a problem, there are quite often, well, there certainly are, ghostwriters and copy editors and such who'll be able to help you along with that. Mm-hmm. A lot of what I do involves just interviewing my clients and then ghostwriting articles on their behalf. And also, you can, if you have got a sort of draft of the manuscript, you can certainly bring in a copy editor who'll be able to improve it and make it better. And the third kind of professional is a proofreader who'll be able to take a look at the text, just check it over. And I know I have all my articles proofread by a third party, and because she catches glitches that I can't.
Right. Now, from your experience, a lot of times thought leadership is seen as one of business ease conversations and or lingo that comes and goes. Do you see thought leadership as a trend towards the future, as a must-have as opposed to nice-to-have?
It depends on what you call it. I mean, some people think thought leadership is pretentious, and I don't have a good word for it myself. The best one I'm using now is thought leadership. I've heard these people called gurus, which was good for a while, but I think it's the way the world is going. It's that, it's a regression. Well, they call it, it's not a regression to the mean. It's kind of the opposite of that, in that the people with the most expertise or the most skills are the ones who make the money. Like musicians. Like the top 5% make 90% of the money.
Right.
And it's the same with people who have expertise as well. There are all kinds of consultants who are doing work and they're not able to get ahead. Or teach the vast variety of teachers who are out there. But how many of them are, say, Richard Florida, for example? There just aren't many of those. So if you've got expertise and you can stand out as being an expert or a thought leader in your field, you become the person. You become the brand name, the safe choice, if you will, to be chosen to solve particular problems. So someone will be able to point to you and say, well, hey, this person's published a book, or this person gives keynote speeches all the time, or they've been published in Harvard Business Review or something, and then they're able to get to work more easily, and they can charge more, and they can do it on their own terms.
Brilliant. Now, so what are you working on now these days?
Right now, I've been working on some online courses that I've put together, but I think it's more a case of just helping people get known for their expertise. So this is ghostwriting articles for people, and that's the business I want to build up, is helping people with expertise to get published. And so I'm doing this work mostly on my own now, but I have worked with, and I intend to be working more with external writers and speech writers and other people to be able to help with my clients to help them succeed.
Okay. And for that, those individuals who want that kind of information and or your services, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
I'd say just check the website. It's thoughtleadership.resources.com. So thoughtleadership.resources.com. And I've got a lot of blog posts up there. I think we're up to post number 80 or so. And it talks about all different aspects of thought leadership and how to get recognized for your expertise.
Of course, people can find you on LinkedIn also.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Carl Friesen, C-A-R-L, Friesen, F-R-I-E-S-E-N.
Okay. Well, thank you, Carl, for being a guest on Insights in Education. You gave invaluable information, and thank you for your time and your participation.
Thank you for the opportunity.
This is Ed Brown signing off on another podcast, Insights in Education.